Hi guys, and welcome to an anxiety info video type thing about the symptoms of anxiety and all the different anxiety disorders. I'm really sorry if I don't explain this very well or anything like that. There are really good websites such as Mind or NHS Choices if you're from the UK, and they have really good explanations on anxiety. Like, even if you just type anxiety into Google, like pages and pages and pages of stuff just comes flooding in. So hopefully this is just going to be like a small synopsis of everything that you'll need to know if you're facing like an anxiety diagnosis or a friend has anxiety and you just sort of want to get some like knowledge around it. I know I have been meaning to film this video for so long, but I just kind of haven't been bothered. I've procrastinated about it for quite a long period of time. Procrastinating is very bad and I do it all the time, but never mind, here it is. 1 in 5 people will suffer from anxiety at some point in their lives, which is quite a large proportion. For some people it can play quite a large part in their lives, but some people it doesn't really affect so much. Like, we all feel it to a certain extent, but when you feel it for a prolonged amount of time, then it can get diagnosed. There are 5 types of anxiety. You have generalized anxiety disorder, social anxiety disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, phobias, and panic disorder. And basically, the first one is generalized anxiety disorder, and this is where you feel really anxious and uptight for around 6 months when you need it for a formal diagnosis. This is something that I have. I feel quite tense all the time, and it can be shown like physically by like jiggling parts of your body or just looking really tense and things. But this is basically prolonged anxiety where you just feel anxious and there's no particular like thing that makes you really anxious. You're just generally like it. The second type of anxiety disorder is obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD, and many people think of this as just being neat or perfectionist. It's not. It's where you get like a really horrible negative thought around something and you feel like you have to do it, otherwise that negative thought's going to come true. For instance, if you don't go and check the locks, then your house is going to get burgled and someone's going to murder all your children. So you check that lock, you have to check that lock, otherwise the thought of your children getting murdered keeps popping into your head, and it can be so horrible for anyone suffering with it. And yeah, I think there's quite a lot of like stigma surrounding it, but we've got to try and face the stigma because, you know, stigmas are bad. You've also got social anxiety disorder, which is generalized as a fear of people. It's not like, it's where you feel really uncomfortable talking to people. Your anxiety is increased by, for instance, like a phone call or just talking to new people or being in a crowded space with all these people, and it causes your anxiety to be raised, and it's quite a common form of anxiety, and it's unpleasant because it can be quite debilitating because obviously you need to see people for jobs and work and stuff, and you know, it's really hard for anyone who's facing that. The next form of anxiety is panic disorder, and panic disorder is generally diagnosed due to people having panic attacks, just a sudden feeling of dread and fear and just panic attacks are really unpleasant. It can feel like chest pains, like you're dying, you're going mad, you might be hyperventilating, sweating, and they are just really horrible things, and they only last a short period of time and you cannot die from one. So you're not going to die, but in the midst of the panic you might feel like you are, but you can't, so it's okay. It's really horrible. I have experienced it and I have to say it's unpleasant, and I really wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It's horrible to just feel like that. And you also have phobias, and phobias aren't just, you know, a little bit scared of something. They are really intense fear. Like, I have a phobia of wasps or flies and flying insects. Like, I don't just sort of go, oh, I don't really like it. I show an avoidance behaviour, like I won't go anywhere near one because they just send my anxiety sky high, and I've been known to have panic attacks because of them. It's just a really strong, horrible phobia, and it's just, ugh, they're not nice things. Common ones are like fear of spiders, which is arachnophobia, or fear of heights, or even fear of water. But they're really unpleasant forms of anxiety, and they're just horrible. All anxiety is horrible, to be honest. No, not keen on it myself. I'm hoping to do maybe another video on like the treatment for it and things like that, because this is just sort of be a whistle-stop tour through all the different types. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and click subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!